where we are now as of the 5 o'clock.
Thank you, Governor. Well, here's the latest on the warnings. The hurricane warnings have been extended up the coast all the way up to the South Santee River, as has the storm surge warnings. And a tropical storm warning is now in effect for the northern portion of the South Carolina coast, as well as a storm surge watch. Right now, Matthew is a dangerous Category 4 hurricane heading toward the Florida coast. The storm eventually will turn up and approach the South Carolina coast late Friday night into Saturday morning. If you look at the latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center, you see that they've actually shifted the track slightly closer to the coast, which is cause for concern. It's going to mean some stronger winds, greater storm surge, and maybe some heavier rainfall with that. Our greatest concern right now, I should say also, as it's moving off the South Carolina coast, we still are expecting it to be a strong Category 2 hurricane with winds around 110 miles per hour. Our greatest concern right now, in terms of impacts, is the potential for storm surge. Right now, we're looking at the potential for disastrous and life-threatening storm surge inundation becoming more likely for the southern coast of South Carolina. In fact, if you live in or south of Charleston, the storm surge with this storm is likely to be greater than what was experienced during Hurricane Hugo for those locations. Significant damage to coastal structures due to the combination of very high inundation, battering waves, and high tides is expected. Some particularly vulnerable areas that we're concerned about include Hilton Head Island, Hunting Island, Folly Beach, Wall Dunes, and Edisto Beach. Roads in and out of barrier islands will likely become impassable due to the surge. If you don't evacuate now, you may become stranded. Significant flooding is possible across much of the Charleston Peninsula as well, due to the storm surge and heavy rainfall that is expected. In terms of rainfall, we're looking at 8 to 14 inches of rain across the eastern part of the state, and because of that, we have flash flood watches in effect for most of the Midlands and coastal part of the state. In terms of winds, extensive tree damage, many trees down on homes and on roadways is likely, and widespread long-duration power outages could also occur. The National Weather Service continues to urge anyone living in an evacuation zone to heed the advice of emergency managers and get out and evacuate inland if asked to do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. You know, and I just want to stress, this is, I know we've been preparing, and I know everybody's been talking about lane reversals and everything else. This is the time we absolutely need you to go out. I mean, when we're looking at storm surges that surpass Hugo, you know it's a problem. And when you're looking at the tropical winds that are coming in, the rainfall that we could have, if it slows down considerably more rainfall, all of those are factors. So, you know, because of how this has shifted, we've had some changes. First, I want to thank the president for his call today. He did call and offer a direct line to him for anything that we need, and had his prayers for the people of South Carolina, and said that they would continue to be on standby. FEMA is on the ground as of now, and our federal emergency declaration for direct assistance has been approved, which means anything prior to the storm that we need, we now have. So cots for shelters, food, generators, all those things that we're trying to do to prepare before, we now have direct access to as well. I want to say that I can't thank enough, and I hope that the people of South Carolina will thank them, all of our law enforcement men and women, all of the National Guardsmen, all of our DOT crews. Every one of them has had long shifts, not a lot of sleep. They are doing all this to take care of you. They are doing all this to prepare. If you respect what they're doing, please evacuate, because they're doing this to save you. And eventually, we're going to have to move them out so that we can make sure that they're safe. So I do want to thank all of them for putting in the long hours and doing what they're supposed to.
All right, Governor Nikki Haley of South Carolina offering some very important advice there about making sure that